Okay, so now we're going to talk about the hook. Throwing a proper hook. There's a lot of nuances and details in the hook. The biggest mistake when it comes to throwing a hook is really thinking about it as a shoulder technique, as a swing off of the shoulder, as this big motion that originates from my shoulder and extends out through my hand. The way that manifests itself in technique that might not exactly be great is this and this. So a big wind-up and a big follow-through with the shoulder itself. The idea is the vast majority of the work is going to be done through my core, pivoting off of this front leg of mine and channeling all of my energy forward. Not only is that going to make for a stronger punch, it's actually going to generate a knockout, it's also going to leave me a lot less open. So improper technique, clearly my face is very, very open, and if I follow through too much, same deal. I'm wide open for a whole number of terrible, terrible things. So when I throw a good hook, the idea is I want my front hand, we'll use the lead hook here. My front hand is basically going to stay exactly where it is in space. My elbow is going to wind out, and I tend to turn my knuckles out. Some people like this, some people like this. It's a preference thing. Because I'm here, boom. I'm in position, boom. That's where I am. As soon as that elbow winds out, my body pivots, and I throw that hook. So elbow winds. Now, pivoting on the ball of my front foot, my hand will track my knee, bang, and I come right back in. So I keep them in nice and tight, here. The general rule is, for the follow-through, I don't like to let my elbow follow the center, past the center line of my opponent. So if I come here, really, really bad times, if I play my cards incorrectly. If I come here, I can get just as much power, and I don't leave myself open. So if I'm here with Nate, an improper hook would be, if it's shoulder and it's shoulder. Or another way that the hook can come through a little bit wrong, and I did it this way when I first started learning it, was essentially I'm just punching sideways. So it seems like it's a hook of some kind, but really I'm just doing this. But this isn't really the ideal strength motion for my arm here. So this is more about, again, channeling this through my body. So I'm pivoting off this front foot, my fist will track over that lead knee of mine, and nice and tight. It's a lot more powerful, at the same time not moving as much. So I'm not giving him as many tells to know what I'm up to. I'm also not leaving myself as open to get counterattacked, and at the same time I'm driving more power into the mitt or into his head if I get him. So Nate's up one more time, we're here. The idea is if I want to really wind this up, if I want to get a lot of juice out of this, I'm not going to do it with my shoulder. I'm going to do it by sinking my weight. So I'll sink my weight onto that front leg. So if I set up a combination, I'll sink off to the side, rather than let that wind up happen here, where it's incorrect. So the idea is, one more time, I'm in position, elbow winds out, my hand basically tracks over that front knee, pivot, and it comes right back. So, whack. If I throw a low hook, I'm going to do the same thing, just lowering my level. My elbow, my hand, and my shoulder stay at the exact same level when I throw a low hook. And I'll throw it here. Like this. High, low. Same deal when we're throwing a hook. So that's the basic components to throwing a good hook.